Good day, internet people. It is Jack again with another deck profile. Last time we showed you golds. This time we're showing you, believe it or not, it's a royal deck, even though we got Shadow Paladin playing that. Never mind. Jess will be joining us shortly. I just wanted to get it started. So, saying that, let's get on to the deck profile. For the grade 4, we run 1 Excavate. Because Excavate is the best, one of the best finishes Royals has. And it allows multi-attacking and board wiping, which is fun. And plus it's an SVR, so it's incredibly shiny. Look at that. Oh yeah, so the skill of Excavate, you can't pass 1 when placed. You choose one card from your soul and then soul blast the rest. And then this unit may attack all your opponent's rear guards. Well, all your opponent's units, shall I say, in 1 attack. Which is fun. And then his second skill is at the end of the battle that it's attacked, you may put 2 cards from your soul into your hand. 2 cards from your soul into your hand. Retire this unit, and then ride a Blaster Blade from your soul as stand. However, be careful with this because if you don't have a Blaster Blade in your soul, you lose. So it's very important to not do what I did once and attack with this without realising that you don't have a Blaster Blade available. So yeah. Ah, that's a wild. There's a wild Jess.
Good day, internet people.
Aye, just in time. We're just going over Excavate.
Brexit plate.
Brexit plate.
Brexit plates the what?
Alright, on to the grade 3s now. We run 4 of the new bad boy, Gansel Daddy.
Cancel that.
Daddy Gans. Yeah, so this is the new boss unit for Royals coming out of V-BT05. And he a good card. One of my favourite Royal Paladin units has finally returned. And he looking fabulous.
Fabulous.
Fabulous. Alright, so the skill of Ganslot, he has 2 continuous abilities. The first one, all of your Blaster Blades on Vanguard or Rearguard get 10,000 power. Now there's a special reason why they said Vanguard, because continuous Vanguard, during your turn, if your opponent's Vanguard is grade 3 or greater, your front row circles with Blaster Blade on them become Vanguard circles, which is very, very cool indeed. And while they become Vanguard, while your Blaster Blades become Vanguards, all their abilities will activate and they can perform drive checks, which is very cool. And provides up pressure and gets your cards into your hand. So that's a new big boss daddy of Ganselot.
Hit me harder, daddy.
Yeah. Although, just be warned, if you ride this first and you're going first, he's doing nothing. He's literally just giving you Blaster Blades plus 10. So he's definitely a better second ride, but not the worst first ride. Now, what you want to kind of do, if you're going first, you run 2 Monarch Sanctuary Alfred, which is SVR, very nice and shiny. We're still running this card from BT03 because he's technically a really good support card now for Blaster Blade. And because your Blaster Blades become Vanguards on your turn with your Ganselot, you are allowed to ride this over the Blaster Blade and activate its on-place ability, which is funny and really good actually, because you can generate a force marker and the Blaster Blade that you rode upon goes into your soul. Then you can activate this ability to get that Blaster Blade from your soul back into your hand, and this gains plus 15. And while you still get to keep all the benefits from Ganselot, because then you can call the Blaster Blade to the other rear guard, and hey ho, you just got a free unit pretty much. You just got another force marker, you powered this up by 15k, and potentially a crit if you had to ride this first. So yeah, it's a really good card. So yeah. Also, his first continuous skill is all your Blaster Blades on rear guard get 10,000 power and 5,000 shield. So similar to Ganselot, except Ganselot doesn't give them the plus 5 shield. So yeah, we're running 2 Monarch. And now for the last of the grade 3s, we're running a card that I originally thought wasn't really that good, but it's actually been serving me quite well. We're running 2 Powerful Sage Byron. Now again, when I first saw this card, I thought, it's kind of meh, but then I saw Nexus Core actually running this at 1 or 2 of, and I decided to try it out. And honestly, it's a really good card, because what I've noticed from this, yes, you get while you're getting multiple drive checks from Ganselot, the deck doesn't really draw all that much, surprisingly. So yeah, this card helps out with that. And it's not a bad first ride, but you don't really want to be stuck in it. Oh yeah, so its skill is Vanguard Rearguard. When your other rearguard is placed, this unit gains plus 3k until end of turn. And Royals can call quite a lot, so you can easily get this up to like an easy like plus 12k or something like that. Which I have done before, and it's quite hilarious. The reason you run this card is for his second skill, which is Act. Once per turn, if your damage zone has more cards than your opponent's, you may Soul Blast 1, discard a card from your hand, and draw 2 cards. Which helps out a lot, because if you don't have a way to get your Blaster Blades, you can just call this. If you have more damage, Soul Blast 1, discard, and then potentially draw into the Blaster Blade from the 2. So yeah, it's a really good card. Honestly, I wouldn't... If you are considering running this, definitely do, because it's a good card. On to the grade 2s. We're running, I don't know if you know this, but Blaster Blade's kind of a necessity in the deck, which I thought was very surprising. Oh yeah, so if you're running Ganslot or Alfred or literally any of these other cards, you need to run Blaster Blade, because literally it's the main engine. There's a reason why it's called Blaster.deck. Oh yeah, so if you don't know what Blaster Blade does, where have you been since the V series? Yeah, so continuous Vanguard. If you have 4 more rear guards, this unit gains critical +1. And auto Vanguard rear guard when placed, Counter Blast 1, Soul Blast 1, choose one of your opponent's rear guards in the front row and retire it. So yeah, you don't really use the retire skill all that much. Well, you can, I guess, but you're mostly just there for it being Blaster Blade and the critical. Also, I should point out, if you're running if you have 2 Blaster Blades with a Ganslot's ability, and then you have 3 other rear guards, none of the Blaster Blades will gain crits, because these will be counted as Vanguard, not rear guards. And then you have 3 rear guards. However, drive checking 4 times, not a really bad thing. You're just missing out on the crit. If you don't really mind that, then by all means, call those 2 Blaster Blades. So yeah, running 4 Blaster Blades, because it's a good card and you kind of need to. Another good card is Knight of Loyalty Bedivere. This is Bedivere. This is a card coming from BT03, along with Monarch and his friend K, which we'll get onto very shortly. Are very good cards because they help you fill the field and hit for larger numbers, pretty much turn 2. So yeah, his skill is when placed from hand, you may call the Knight of Friendship K from your hand to rearguard, and if you do, draw a card. So again, drawing more cards, filtering out the deck, filling the field, and then his second skill, continuous. During your battle that it was boosted by Knight of Friendship K, this unit gains +3, so it becomes a 12k attacker. And I'm just going to spoil it. You also can make a 24k column because K has the exact same skill. When he's boosting Bedivere, he gains +3, so it makes it instant 24k column, which is nice. So yeah, run 4 Bedivere. Next we run a newcomer, is Knight of Truth Gordon. Now this is a good card. I was running it 2 originally, but I don't know, I just wasn't really seeing it that much. 4 you don't really need to, because then you're just flooding the field with a bunch of grade 2s that you don't really want. So yeah, this card is actually really good, but yeah, don't run it at 4. I might even bump it down to 2, I don't know. But yeah, his skill is continuous. During your turn, all of the Blaster Blades on your Vanguard and Rearguard gain 5k. And then if in the same column as the Blaster Blade, it gains boost. So it becomes a 10k booster and makes your Blaster Blades 15k. So yeah, it's fun. So you can instantly make a 25k column without a force marker, or if you're running Ganslot as well, that's a 35k column with a force marker, 45. And it's pretty good. And then if you have multiple copies of this on the field, that's an instant 10k to your Blaster Blades. So it's just a good card all around. But again, would not run it at 4. 3 is definitely a good number, but I might drop it down to 2, who knows. Now here we go with an actually really old card from the first ever series of the reboot, Kandra of Mithril. Now this card, when it first came out, it was rubbish, let's be honest, it was absolute rubbish. Hardly anyone was using it, and if they did, it was probably for a budget option. But now, since the deck relies heavily on grade 2s like your Gordons, your Blaster Blades, your Bedivirs, you can use this and instantly get something that you need. We're also running another grade 2 that this can search out. But yeah, Counterblast for 1 place, Counterblast 1, Soul Blast 1, search up your deck for up to 1 grade 2 card, call it to rearguard and shuffle your deck. So yeah, really good card. The only thing that I would probably run more of it if it wasn't a 9k base, because 9k in a Force Clan, not really that good. So yeah, Kandra of Mithril. Really good card now, actually. His time to shine has come. And then the last of the grade 2s, we are running 1 Loading Angel. Again, I wasn't really paying attention to this card because I was more focused on the shiny stuff, like the Magpie I am. But then again, I saw Nexus Core running it at 2 or 3 of, and I thought, oh, okay, this is actually a good card. But I didn't really like running it at 2 or 3 because of Mithril, and I don't really want to load up the grade 2 slots with a bunch of 9Ks. So one of this, I think is good enough. Plus, you can search it out with Mithril, and you might draw into it with Byron. So yeah, his skill is auto Vanguard. At the end of your turn, if you have 5 or more units on the field, you can pass 1 and put this unit into your soul and draw 2 cards. So again, it's fielding that soul, it's getting you feeling the draw engine more. So yeah, Loading Angel running at 1. Onto the grade 1s. 4K, which is best friends with Bedivere. This is the card I was talking about. And his skill is you can pass 1 when placed from hand. Search your deck for up to 1 Bedivere, and call it a rare guy. So he's the one that searches out your Bedivere and can field the field a lot easier, and can help with the grade 2 Blaster Rush. And then obviously, like I said earlier, he has the skill of when he's boosting a Knight of Loyalty Bedivere, he gains +3. You can also boost the Vanguard Bedivere and hit gain +3, but obviously the Bedivere won't gain +3 because it's a rare guard ability. Yeah, and there's a nice and shiny OR, which I pulled from the sneak peek. Right, and then another new boy, which is a damn necessity as a staple. 4 Knight of the Harp Tristan. Very good card and just pretty much helps the deck live and work. You thought Blaster Blade was the most important card? No, this card is, because he's the one that searches out your Blaster Blades. Yeah, so Knight of the Heart Tristan's skill is auto rear guard when placed. If your Vanguard is grade 3 or greater, so remember that there is a restriction. You can pass 1 and search your deck for up to 1 Blaster Blade, reveal it, put it into your hand, and shuffle your deck. So if you don't have the if you're on a Gan slot turn and you don't have the Blaster Blade, you have this in hand, pull this down, get the Blaster Blade, boom. And then also if you're running Extirpate, if you're using Extirpate, you don't have the Blaster Blade, pull this down, you just stop yourself from losing. So yeah. Damn is a really good necessity. Like, you need to run this if you're running like Gan slot and Blaster Blade and all that.
But what if I wanted to run Wingo instead?
But it's Gordon.
What if I wanted to run Wingo instead?
Well, you don't need to run Wingo because you're running Gordon. There's literally, honestly, as much as I loved Wingo back in the day, you don't need to run him. Gordon just does that slot a lot easier. And then the surprise to everyone, and like, I still think I'm dreaming, the counter charger for Royals. Yes, ladies and gentlemen, we finally got a counter charger. Suck it, Merlin.
As long as you run a Blaster Blade.
Yeah, suck it, Merlin. Look at that. You see that? You see that counter charge? Where's your counter charge now, Merlin? Eh? You DP. Get out of here. Oh yeah, so Pluck Enchanter. Its skill is once per turn. When your Blaster Blade is placed, you Soul Charge 1. That is not a May. You have to Soul Charge. And then if you have no face-up cards in your damage zone, you counter charge 1. Yes, you counter blast 1 to counter charge. Yeah, so it's not as good as I would have liked it to be, but it's a counter charger. I will take it. And it can make Blaster Blade's retire effect pretty much, literally 3. Why am I saying 3? 3. Yeah, so you can make Blaster Blade skill 3. You can make Kandra of Mithril skill 3. You call it over you call Blaster Blade over it. It's just a good card, but you don't need to run 2 of it. You don't need to like stack this up as like a 4 of, which I was thinking of originally, but a 2 is a good number. I was running it again a 1, but yeah, you need to run 2 of it, I'd say, just in case one gets some damage done. For triggers, 4 crit, 1 new Lou, because I'll be honest with you, I didn't like the logo artwork. It just looked ugly. But this one looks very nice. Then we run another 2 crits, so we're running 6 crit altogether. One's nice and shiny from the Cyclodia Strife. We run the 4 draw PGs of Assault, because, you know, PGing's good. And then we run 2 Margles. because again, the deck doesn't really have a lot of draw power, so and you want to see your pieces like as soon as possible, so running draws while not really sacrificing that many crits. And then we run the 4 heals, again, 2 nice and shiny from the Psychology Drive, because 20k shields are nice and healing. And then we run the boy himself, Bartgull. Well, I'm kind of sad that I have to get rid of my shiny Glime. It's Bartgull, yeah, you have to run him. He's been in the shadows way too long. You know, he got restricted because he was being too much of a good boy. He was the bestest boy, and now he's back. Best boy Bartgull, he's back. And plus that overkill is absolute fire. So yeah, that is the deck. Before I leave, I'll just go over the force markers. You typically want to run a force 1 with this deck because you want to power up your Bastard Blades as much as possible. So we're running the force markers, that one's from the team league, and then we run an assortment. But there are times when you may want to go into force 2, so we run the 3 force 2 markers. So yeah, that's the deck, everyone. Please let me know how you liked it. If you made a different change, if you want me to make any changes to it, I'll consider it. Probably won't. But yeah, that is the deck, and I hope you enjoyed, everyone. Yeah, bye bye. Bye bye.
Kamui here. Thanks for watching Draw the Trigger. Here's another video you might enjoy.